Good morning everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Anna Raman. So this day I will discuss to you a complex number. So the number I is equal to -1 and I squared is equal to -1. Imaginary number in the form a plus bi where a and b are real numbers and b is not equal to 0. The union of the set of all imaginary numbers is the set of complex numbers. Operations involving complex numbers. So we have an addition and subtraction, multiplication, and division. So first, addition and subtraction. Example, 2 minus 4i minus 4 minus 6i is equal to 2 minus 4i minus 4 plus 6i. So 2 minus 4i is equal to -2. The -4 plus 6i is equals to +2i. So is equal to -2 plus 2i. So let's proceed the multiplication. So example number 1, we have the square root of -4 times the square root of -5 is equal to the square root of -1 times the square root of 4 times the square root of -1 times the square root of 5. So the square root of -1 is equal to I. The square root of 4 is 2. The square root of -1 equals I. Then the square root of 5 is nothing. So let's copy the square root of -5 rather. So I squared times 2. Then the square root of 5. So I squared is equal to -1 times 2 is equal to -2. Then copy the square root of 5. Let's proceed the example number 2. We have a 2 plus 3i times 3 minus 3i is equal to 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Then 3 times -3i equals -9i squared. Then 3i times 3 equals 9i. Then 2 times -3i is equal to 6i. Copy the 6. Then 9i minus 6i is equal to 3i minus 9i squared. So 6 plus 3i minus 9, then I squared is equal to -1. So 6 plus 3i, so -9 times -1 is equal to +9. So 6 plus 3i plus 9 is equal to 6 plus 9 equals 15 plus 3i. So let's proceed the division. Example number 1. 2 plus 2i over 1 minus 3i is equals to 2 plus 2i over 1 minus 3i times 1 plus 3i over 1 plus 3i. So 2 times 1 equals 2. 2i times 1 equals 2i. 2 times 3i equals 6i. 2i times 3i equals 6i squared. So 1 times 1 equals 1. -3i times 1 equals -3i. So 1 times 3i equals 3i. Then -3i times 3i equals -9i squared. Over then 2. Then 2i plus 6i equals 8i. Then the value of our I squared is -1. So 6 times -1 equals -6 over 1 times -3i plus 3i plus 9. So the value of our I equals 1 is -9 times -1 equals +9i. 9. So 2 minus 6 equals -4 plus 8i over 10 because 1 plus 9 equals 10. -3i plus 3i equals 0. So, equal -4 over 10 plus 8i over 10 equals -2 over 5 plus 4i over 5. So, let's proceed the example number 2. We have the 8 over I is equal to 8 over I times -i over -i equals 8 times -i is equal to -8i over I times I is equal to I squared. So, -i squared So equals, copy the negative 8i over negative. So I squared is negative 1. So negative times negative 1, so equals negative 8i. So the answer is negative 8i. So let's proceed the powers of I. So I the power of n is equal to, so this sign. So I the power of 0 is equal to 1. Any numbers raised to 0, the answer is 1. So I raised to the power of 1, the answer is I. So any number raised to 1 is the same number. So I squared is equal to negative 1. So I raised to the power of 3 is equal to negative I, because I squared times I is equal to negative 1 times 1 is equal to negative I. So I raised to the power of 4 is equal to 1, because I squared times I squared is equal to negative 1 times negative 1 is equal to 1. Then I raised to the power of 5 is equal to I. So I raised to the power of 4 times I is equal to 1 times I is equal to I. So I raised to the power of n is equal to I raised to the power of remainder. Then divide n by 4 and determine the remainder. Example, simplify I raised to the power of 27. So I raised to the power of 4, close and open parentheses, raised to the power of 6 times I raised to the power of 3. So I raised to the power of 27 is equal to I cube is equal to negative I, close and open parenthesis, 27 over 4 has a remainder of 3. So that's all. Thank you and God bless.